Wow.
Just, I've never been so happy in my life.
Oh, I hope that's not true. All right.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are back with the new episode of Low Production, episode 5. And we're coming to you for week 4, a preview of what's we got in store for week 4. I just want to say, man, the room's getting a lot better.
Man, is it, Jess?
We got these new mics. We got this new tree here.
Yeah, that's a nice tree, Jess. Is that a banana tree, Jess?
It is. Maybe one day we'll get to 20,000 views.
Yeah.
And we'll be eating bananas with the tree,
Man, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if I'd eat a banana on camera.
You don't think so?
But you're right, Jess. I mean, look, this is slowly becoming high production. If it weren't for Amazon screwing us over, we'd have 2 of these. And boy, we'd be pretty much good to go, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we're sounding a lot better for folks. Making everything, we're figuring stuff out week to week, and we appreciate everybody that comes along on this journey with us.
Well, we're going to start this week off with a press conference from my boy Vaughn. We had a bet last week about whoever won in fantasy would have to have a press conference to convince the team, the fans, and the viewers, and the people that are probably watching our show on YouTube right now, convince them that why should we keep you as head coach?
I understand. First off, I want to say this. We have, I believe we both scored like 90 points. Like both our teams suck. But I brought my Mike Tomlin glasses for this, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to face my team. So we'll start right here. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. We'll get right into it here. There's some problems going on with our team. It simply is a matter of execution. All I can do as coach is get everybody together, get everybody in the right mindset, and pick the right matchup, right? So when I pick, Saquon Barkley to start over somebody like Kamara or Cam Scataboo, and he produces 9 points, we just got to do better from our first-round pick, okay? When you have a first-round pick, they need to be producing every week. I don't care if it's the Rams. I don't care who it is. But we're gonna change some stuff, all right? Ping pong tables getting out of the locker room. No more fun. It's gonna be all hands on deck. Now we've got some injuries too, but it really, Jaden Daniels, we need him to come back. That Jared Goff's a bum. So I'm doing everything I can, and I need everyone to ride with me while I get these bums to score more than 90 points a week, because they should be scoring $130, and they all suck. So anyway, now I'm ready for questions. Anybody in the room have questions?
I had a question, sir.
Yeah, you're right.
You're starting Alvin Kamara. I know you got sentimental value with him. He's an older guy in the league. You guys kind of got to grow up together with your head coaching, and I'm looking at it. You got 2 brand new running backs, Cam Scataboo on your bench, and you got Quinshon Judkins.
Yep.
These are guys that are polarizing. Are we ever going to start those guys? When?
Look, it's being discussed. As a matter of fact, this week we may very well start Cam Scataboo in the flex, but Alvin has earned his spot. Okay, he's year after year, he has shown up, he has done what he needs to do. He's constantly a top 5 fantasy running back, and the Saints are real bad. So they should be handing him the ball a lot. I recall he got somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 last week. We're happy with that production. He would have to really suffer a multi-game setback to have his spot lost, and that's just the truth. Perhaps if he was playing somebody that was an incredible run defense, maybe a Browns type thing, perhaps we would think about Scataboo. And Quinshon, we're very excited about Quinshon at the Brock Blockers, but he needs to just continue to get better. He's a rookie. He's been dealing with some off-field activity, and he's going to get used more and more, and we'll start to think about that too. But as of right now, it looks like Scataboo would be the next man up.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. We're excited for this next week of football. And
any other questions?
That'll be it.
Thank you for your time.
So So, Big Vaughn, I had to ask you, we got a couple big college games coming up.
Oh, boy, do we.
Let's kick off with Oregon versus Penn State.
Okay, so I've been watching Penn State for a long time. Being a Michigan fan, I kind of secretly like Penn State. I love the whiteout games. I love the white jerseys. I even like James Franklin. But everyone on the internet says it, and it's true, unfortunately. They don't win big games. They have yet to win a big game. They were in the playoffs last year, didn't win a big game. God bless Boise State, but that's a G5 team. You know what I mean? We're talking about Power 4. They're in the Big Ten, which is loaded with talent, and it's only going to continue to get more talented. So Penn State has 2 or 3 games a year that they need to win to be a legitimate team. This is a big one. Oregon, besides Ohio State, Oregon's going to be an incredible team every year, maybe the best. So it's a big game for Penn State. I'm hoping I'm wrong because I'm rooting for them. I don't dislike Oregon, but I just want to see Penn State have some success, and I unfortunately don't think they will. I've got a bet that we'll go over later that has Oregon winning money line, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Penn State's a great team. They're incredibly talented. Drew Allar, not the most impressive player I have ever seen, especially compared to Dante Moore of Oregon, I believe is his name. Their quarterback. He's looking more and more studly every week. He looks really, really good. I'm sure they're missing Dylan Gabriel, missing Bo Nix, but I think they're actually in really good shape to be. They can contend with anybody. So that's going to be a tough one for Penn State. But it's going to be a great game. I can tell you that. That will be a close game, 100%.
Yeah, and here's what I have to say. Of course he looked good against Oregon State.
All right.
You could put old Jess at quarterback at the helm, and I would have probably had maybe a solid game, maybe 170 yards.
That's not true, but yeah.
They beat the dog piss out of them.
They did. Yes, Oregon State is not a good team, and what a sad state of affairs that is over there in the Pac-12. That's just a bummer how that all went down. But no, Oregon State has very little talent. Any team could beat them, but look, he was making some tight window throws. He was making a few, dare I say, NFL caliber throws. I noticed a few where, a guy's covered, drops it into the, off that back shoulder. That's a heck of a throw. No matter what, you've got to place it in a foot wide, little spot to have it where only the receiver can get it, and he can do it. So I'm very impressed with him. I think if he shows up in that game, Penn State's gonna have their work cut out for him to stop him.
Yeah, I got Penn State coming out with this one. I think
you do.
I think that they're going to show exactly why they are the 2 seed.
Okay.
So
Penn State they're ranked very high.
Yeah, Penn State all the way. They ain't got Tyler Warren, but no problem.
Okay, we don't care. I hope you're right. I really do. I really am rooting for Penn State. Given that Michigan's not terribly good this year, somebody needs to beat Ohio State. So. If it's Penn State, that's great. I'll root for them the whole way. I'd root for them to win the Natty. So I'm rooting for them. I don't think it's happening.
They're just lovable losers at this point.
Well, and you can't be, people call for James Franklin's job every week. And every time they lose one of these big games, I don't know how much more he could do. They just somehow don't pull it out. I don't know if it's just they aren't as talented as they're ranked really highly every year, but as of right now, of course, they played nobody. So, that's pretty much my breakdown for that game. I definitely want to be tuning in. And at the same time, literally the same kickoff, we're going to be having Alabama, Georgia. This is another one I've gotten my bet. I'm very excited for this game too. I'm thinking this will be a defensive battle because Alabama's not incredibly good on offense. We saw that when they lost in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still a good team. I think people are writing them off. That's a mistake, especially when they play Georgia. That's the game that those 2 schools have each other circled on the old calendar. So they want to beat each other very badly. And I think Georgia's defense is obviously great. Their offense did not look so good when they were playing Tennessee. Was that last week? I think that they've got some maybe more growing pains to do. They've never been a real high-flying offense, but they're really they can be exploited right now. So I'm interested to see how that game goes. I really don't know who's going to win. I guess I'm leaning Georgia. I do think they're a little bit better, but all I've got to say on that is just it's going to be a defensive battle, I really think.
Yeah, Georgia didn't look good against Texas, to be honest with you.
Against, was it Texas? Did they play Texas?
Week 1, right? No, that was the Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, right.
Volunteers.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I didn't think they did. And obviously they ended up pulling it out, but I feel like in particular, their offense, I feel like it can really be exploited.
I think they're very fraud. They could be a little bit of a fraud.
Oh,
And
fraud candidate.
I think that if you can get Ryan Williams the ball, it's going to be Alabama could really whoop on them.
You think so? So you think Alabama's got a pretty good shot, huh?
I think it's going to be a blowout.
What a blowout for Alabama, the Crimson Tide.
I think Alabama's defense rises to the occasion. Like you said, they're going to play great. And they're going to find ways to get Ryan Williams the ball, and Ryan Williams is going to be seen as a Heisman candidate after this game.
Holy cow. Well, place your bets, folks, because that's surely going to be a good deal. I think that's an interesting take. I could not see it being a blowout, but I could definitely see Alabama rising to the occasion, as you say, losing that week 1 game, perhaps they were just looking ahead, that's a common problem. People calling for Kalen DeBoer's job as well, he's probably got something to say about that too.
A lot of fire under his butt.
I mean, it was just like that Miami game, right? The Miami Bills game where you're watching it and even the announcers are talking about, hey, Mike McDaniel's going to get fired if they get blown out here. Everyone knows it. Well, they come out and they're fired up and they're playing for their jobs, and obviously they still lose. Tua throws a backbreaker, but frankly, they didn't play very badly. That was a close game up until the end. I think that's something you got to keep in mind is these guys hear the buzz. They have phones. They have the internet. They know what's going on. Saban's gone. Alabama's done. They're just going to get worse and worse. How do you think that makes you feel as a player? You go, hey, I'm still on this team. I'm still trying to make it to the SEC championship game. Hell with you is kind of what I'd think. So, yeah, the fact that those are both on at the same time is a travesty. We're going to have to do some sort of 2 TV setup in the normal American household to watch both these games at the same time.
Yeah.
I have YouTube TV, so I can watch both of them at once. I just have to deal with it lagging every 2 minutes. So it's tough out here.
No bueno.
No, it's tough. Besides that, that's really the only super juicy games I saw. I'm actually interested in LSU Ole Miss as well. I believe that... so I think I just looked at the betting line. Ole Miss is actually favored versus LSU. Can you believe this? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, Newsmeyer, he was the number 1 Heisman candidate, and that's just because it hasn't been looking good for players.
No, I think we talk about that last week. I certainly think that every player that was a high-level candidate, obviously Arch Manning, no duh. But Cade Klubnik, being in the conversation, he has not looked good at all. And now it's, dudes like John Mateer that people thought were frankly, going to transfer and not be very good. Oklahoma is not very excited about having John Mateer as their quarterback next year. So it's interesting. It could go anywhere. It could go anywhere where somebody rises to the occasion. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Ryan Williams. Maybe, it's Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State. Maybe it's a non-quarterback year. But one thing I'm interested in is supposedly it's official that for Ole Miss, Chambliss, you know about this guy? Chambliss, he was their not starting quarterback the first couple weeks, and then he had to come in, and he looks really good. Perhaps even he starts getting thrown in the conversation if Ole Miss can beat LSU. But that should be another great game, I think. I like Ole Miss. I unfortunately do think LSU is just simply more talented. I think they're probably going to win. But that'll be one to tune into as well. Absolutely.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to see him, a guy that flies under the radar and
Sure. Kind of like, if Oklahoma ends up going all the way to the playoffs, I think Mateer will have at least a lot to do with that. He's looked really good. Like I said, old Dante Moore for Oregon, he could definitely rise to the occasion in this. I mean, this is a big week for Heisman candidates for playoff potential. If Alabama loses this game, they're done. They ain't gonna make it. So that would be, and then you're gonna have the fun of seeing all the people that live in Tuscaloosa laying in the street waiting to get ran over by a car. So that would be pretty funny. So yeah, good week of college football coming up. In the NFL, in particular, I'm excited for obviously the Chiefs and Ravens game. This is a big one here, just especially for the Chiefs, but for the Ravens too. I mean, these are two teams that are 1-2. 1-3 is
it's
not a good record.
Yeah.
That bad teams are 1-3. So this is definitely alarming. Big Vaughn will be going to the game. I'll be boots on ground for low production, going there, reporting in live with my family. So I'm very excited about it. I think the big thing to worry about here, obviously, that Ravens offense is excellent. I know they got hamstrung a couple weeks ago, but they're really good. They've lost games in very close ways and very, unfortunate ways. Derrick Henry's still the man. I don't care if he fumbles twice a game. He's still rushing for 100+ yards. Heck, he gets them to the point where they can win. And he's had 3 really unfortunate fumbles that I think are out of the norm for him. He has never fumbled. Fumbling doesn't seem to be something you learn, as a running back. It's something you get worse at as you get older. I think it's just, we watched great plays of people punching the ball out of him. So I think the Chiefs defense is really going to have to rise to the occasion, which they did last week versus the Giants, but obviously the Giants aren't as good. And then the Chiefs offense could take advantage of what looks to be a pretty poor Ravens defense. What do you think about that, Jess?
Well, I'm going to counter that right now and say
Okay.
that I think the Chiefs are back.
All right, it's on.
You got Xavier Worthy back.
Yeah.
Tyquan Thornton showing that he's not quite, frankly, a wide receiver 1, but he could make for a great wide receiver 2, especially riding off these next 3 weeks without Rashee Rice. And I'll tell you this right now, that front 7's pretty good. You got some notable names like Abdul Carter Jr. You got,
sure.
Collins was saying Sexy Dexy, Dex.
Yeah, they're stacked. Brian Burns, yes.
Brian Burns is a
they're
dog.
genuinely a good D-line.
And that O-line played Fort Knox. And, everybody wants to talk about Jawan Taylor. Well, the flags have been down for him. He's only had
That's true.
2 flags. It's about progress, man.
Mm-hmm.
You start week off 1 with 5 flags, and then now you're down to 2 flags, especially playing against that unit. I'm proud to say that I think we're moving in the right direction. The biggest problem I see is the running game. When you don't have a running game, you're one-dimensional. Everybody knows what you're going to do. You're going to throw it.
That's true.
So basically, you got the line. You got $15 million on the bench in Jalen Moore. So if he's got to come in for Jawan Taylor, totally fine with that.
Yeah.
I think our line can be top 5 if we take Jawan Taylor out, put Jalen Moore, or Jawan Taylor just has to play average. We are a top 5 O-line. We got the receivers. Xavier Worthy's coming back year 2. Andy Reid loves his year 2 receivers.
Right. We haven't seen anything from him yet. We've seen one route or whatever, So yeah.
It's going to be a lot of air raid. You're only one-dimensional. You can't run the ball. So the only way you see these things works if your quarterback plays great. You've seen it with Joe Burrow when he throws 50 touchdowns last year without no running game.
Yeah.
You love Chase Brown and everything, but he's a guy that catches the ball.
Right.
He's not a runner. And, we don't have the running backs this year. Isaiah Pacheco's washed. Kareem Hunt is washed.
Man.
And I love these guys so much because they've done so much for the team and the community, but you have to face the facts. We got a couple washed players on the team.
Man, it's week 4. You're done with them, huh?
I'll say this,
okay.
Maybe if you throw in a trade, bring in a running back, make us more dynamic. It's going to come down to Mahomes. Can Mahomes be great this year? If he can be great, we'll be fine with being one-dimensional. If he's average, you're looking at a Tua Tagovailoa where you're 10-6.
Wow.
No, 10-7, and you're out first round of the playoffs, and you're already 1-2.
Yeah.
So Mahomes has to be great if you want to have an opportunity at the big dance.
Sure. And I'm sure that's true every year. When you have, a high-level quarterback, obviously you need them to play at their high level. we're paying him $50 million. So, we're going to suffer in other areas because he's so good, just simply because we have to pay him so much money. I think you see that with a lot of these teams. The Bengals are a great example. Of course, Joe Burrow's great. And you know what? He plays great every year. But at this point, he's injury prone, and they can't build a team around him, particularly in O-line, because they have no money. But a few things, I think you're very right about our O-line. I've really liked what I've seen. Obviously, Trey Smith is the man. Obviously, Creed Humphrey's the man. And Josh Simmons has looked great. So I think you're right. As a tackle in this league, you almost have to jump to a point, right? If you're not in your stance already and ready to go in a pass block, by the time the D lineman gets there, you're getting beat. These guys are bigger and faster than ever before, particularly faster. They're just so fast. So you've almost got to jump. And frankly, it's almost allowed. It's just he's bad at it for some reason. And now everyone's aware of it. That's why it's getting called so much, is because they found out about it, 2 years ago. And now they're looking for it. So he's got to, he also holds as well when he does get beat. But, would I rather get called for holding, or would I rather see Mahomes take a sack getting absolutely clobbered? I'd probably rather see a holding penalty. And it'll make me mad. And I'll say, God dang it, why can't you just win your rep? But I think, frankly, he's a little better at the position than people are giving him credit for. It's just those penalties, yes. Hopefully they just continue to decrease. I have something shocking, though. I think it's possible this week. The Ravens' defense is genuinely bad.
It's dog water.
I would not be shocked to see either Pacheco or, more likely, I think, Kareem Hunt have a relatively big game. Maybe an 80, 90-yard game. I really might. I'm kind of thinking that could be possible, where they just run wild on this defense because maybe they're selling out for the pass, and that front four is not terribly strong, and our run blocking is great. So I'm very excited for that game. Who you got winning that game, Jess?
I think, quite frankly, this defense is bad.
I
Ravens'
agree.
defense is bad. I don't think. I think if we're gonna see some rushing yards and see somebody thump and truck some people, it's gonna be coming from Mahomes. It's gonna be battle.
Okay.
It's gonna be battle of the mid with Isaiah Pacheco on this D line.
Okay.
And I think it's gonna be Mahomes rushing it or Mahomes throwing them deep balls. He goes back to Tyquan Thornton. He's got a lot of faith in Tyquan Thornton.
That chemistry's improved.
His throws are looking great with him. And then you got Xavier Worthy. Who are you gonna go? You got to get one.
That's true.
You're only going to get one.
That's true. That's how it was last week with Malik Neighbors. Of course, he's fantastic, but you could probably lock him down with two dudes. If you have nobody else, well, you got him locked down. So, right, the more receivers that we have, the harder it is to cover all of them.
I think, honestly, coming in that game, I was saying that we're going to see how Trent McDuffie is, if he's that guy.
Sure.
And I'll say this. I think Malik Neighbors just had such an off game. Jalen Watson.
Yeah.
He had that pick in the end zone.
Right.
And they clamped him up all night. He had one catch. This was a guy that I had said he was wide receiver 1.
Sure.
He had one catch. And I just have to applaud that defense and say this, from what I see from week 1 to week 3, just phenomenal improvement. I love what they're doing over there with Coach Spags and everything. And I quite think, frankly, yeah. And look at Derrick Henry. He's 32.
Yeah.
He's old. And he's still running the ball like he's 23, 24. He's breaking 50-yard plays, trucking people. He looks like he hasn't turned the clock. But, I was talking to his doctor the other day. He's actually suffering from a condition called fumbleitis.
Okay.
This dude is averaging a fumble a game.
I know, and that's rare for him. You think that he really is getting worse, or do you think it's just bad luck?
There's no luck in this. You got some luck in this sport, but when you're doing this thing on a week-to-week basis, something's got to give.
I get you.
Well,
it would be cool to see somebody punch the ball out again this week. That'd be awesome.
I think it's a Leo Chanel.
Oh, man, he's the man. He's strong. But I feel like Derek is now so unbelievably aware of it, as you would have to be, that he very well might be totally focusing on that. But look, in that playoff game last year, we shut him down. Or wait, was that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. We shut him down whenever we played him last in the playoffs.
That first half we shut him down, but they didn't have Henry at the time. They had Gus Edwards.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, because Mahomes.
Oh, no, we might be in trouble.
No, but I think we're gonna be fine. I don't think that defense. When we played them, that defense was the number one defense,
You're right,
and
yeah.
now they've reformed.
Mhm.
And I think that I think we're gonna go in there, and I think Lamar doesn't really play great against Mahomes, quite frankly.
Really? He does seem to get a little yips sometimes. He gets some yips, so
But I think we go into Arrowhead, and
Mhm.
we get a solid, easy win. Kind of restate as, hey, we're still here.
Okay, I like it. Wow. Easy
And
win from good old Jess.
Travis Kelsey has a big game. I think Travis Kelsey's gonna have a big game because they're gonna be airing that ball out. It's gonna open up. It's gonna open up midfield because you got these two speedy receivers.
Sure.
They're gonna leave Kelsey open.
Yeah.
Kelsey's
They
gonna
forgot about him.
Yeah.
They forgot about old boy.
As long as Kelsey don't get hurt, he'll have a 90-yard game.
All right. Wow. Well, I like it. I'm very excited too. I'm feeling pretty solid about the chances. Let's go over, I think we both predict the Chiefs to win.
Yeah.
Let's go over another exciting game, I would say, the Colts versus the Rams. I think at this point, the Colts have proven they're actually good. I mean, I know that, they, sometimes you have a team come out of the gates hot, but at this point, I've seen enough to be like, no, this team's at least pretty solid. The Rams, on the other hand, also have proven genuinely still a really great team. Obviously, they lost to the Eagles, but barely lost to the Eagles. I mean, they put up a huge fight the whole time. This is going to be an exciting game too. This is going to be a big. These are 2-3-0, or no, Colts are 3-0. Rams are 2-1, I think.
Yeah.
But they're both really solid teams, and it's going to decide, which one of them's truly for real, maybe.
Yeah. I look at the Rams and I think, man, they've kind of surprised me with how well they've been. You come into the season, Matthew Stafford's got some back issues, and it's just red flags of, oh, he's not going to make it the whole season. It's going to be the Kyron Williams show. Like,
Sure.
it was just going to be bad quarterback play, but they're finding ways to win games.
Absolutely.
And it's been so exciting to watch. And you look at that week 3 matchup, I don't think the Eagles are half the team that they were last year.
I think I agree.
They were some juggernauts last year. This
Sure.
year they look a little human, they're not
For sure.
the same team. They're winning games off of talent, not coaching,
Okay.
quite frankly. And I look at the Rams, and I came into the season thinking they were going to be looking for a first pick.
Sure. Yeah.
They're playing phenomenal, and they're playing over way better than I expected.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Puka Nacua is a guy,
He very well might be the best receiver in the entire NFL right now.
He's playing phenomenal.
Yes.
And if they can, and I'm kind of happy with how the Rams are looking.
Sure.
But a team that is so much fun to watch is this Indianapolis Colts.
I know.
Man, they just surprised everybody this year.
Absolutely.
You're 3-0. You got Indianapolis Jones, and he's gonna bring out the whip.
You mean Indiana Jones?
Indianapolis, like the Indianapolis Colts, fool.
Do you know Indianapolis is in Indiana?
Indiana.
Well, they're absolutely they're really fun to watch. I think people might have forgot about old Jonathan Taylor a little bit.
Oh man,
he's been legit.
That's my guy right there. I'll say I'll give him some props now, but I'm gonna save it for later. But
sure, for our RB rankings,
there's a reason why. There's a reason why Daniel Jones has looked so great. And honestly, I love Daniel Jones because that's another guy. You got Jonathan Taylor, you got Indianapolis Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Tyler Warren that is looking like he could take the tight end 1 spot away from Brock Bowers.
It's certainly possible.
And
yes.
Michael Pittman's still dude.
Still good, right? Another guy that people have just plain forgot about over these last couple of years because the Colts have sucked.
He's knocked some rust off those wheels.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I just want to shout out to Daniel Jones. That's a guy that's persevering,
Absolutely, right. This is a guy that the Giants couldn't wait to run out of town. And yes, he didn't look good for them, but obviously they still suck. And now I don't know if you saw, they're benching Russell Wilson. Yes. Did he play terrible in that Chiefs game? Yes. Is he terrible? Yes. They're now going to ruin Jackson Dart, and that sucks because I like Jackson Dart. And I think that he has the potential to be a legitimately great player, but either he comes out of the gate looking really excellent, or he's going to be ruined. I mean, they have no good O-line. They have few weapons, so it spells trouble for the Giants, and that's a real shame. But you know what? That's what bad franchises do. That's what the Chicago Bears do. That's what the New York Jets do. That's what the New York Giants do. They bring this guy in. They, end up ruining him because he's running for his life. He's got no confidence. That's the worst thing you can put a rookie situation in. And then they go, okay, we'll fire our coach and put a new coach in, maybe even put a new GM in. And the new coach goes, well, this guy, that we've been trying to develop, well, he's not my guy. I'm going to go get my guy. And the cycle continues. And that's what the Bears have been doing for the past umpteen years. That's what all of them have been doing.
Yeah.
I wish they would just get wise and just say, hey, look, we've got Jameis Winston for this purpose. Everybody wants to see Jameis Winston. He's fun to watch. No, they're not going to win very many games, but he's fun to watch. Russell is just, his one thing was still the deep ball. He's lost that too. The moonshot is not coming through for him. So I get if you want to bench him, fine. Put in Jameis. So anyway, a little bit of an aside there, but the point is Daniel Jones, who I'm sure everybody thought, oh my God, the Colts are starting Daniel Jones. They're going to suck, including me. Well, he's proving him wrong, isn't he? He's going, hey, I'm not that bad. My team just sucked, So I'm rooting for him. I have actually got the Colts to win this game. I think when a hot hand's hot, they're going to stay hot. They're confident. They're looking great. They've got something to prove, of course, most people on that team. And the Rams are obviously fantastic as well. I think this will be a very offensive game. Very, very offensive game. But the Rams are already like, hey, we know who we are already. We know that Puka Nacua is the man. We know Kyren Williams is the man. And we know Matt Stafford's a Hall of Fame quarterback. So I've got the Colts edging them out.
It was the Commanders last year, but it's the Colts this year. They're the NFL's hottest team right now.
I think so. I think you're right. And when you're hot like that, man, you're in, you feel good, you look good, you play good. Other teams know it too, and they go, they're looking a little better than we thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, very exciting game. Then we've got the Packers Cowboys. This is a game that is always good every year. This is just true NFL. I don't know what it is for me. When I think about an NFL game, I think Packers Cowboys. And obviously the big story is Micah Parsons going down to Dallas, playing against his old team, probably with a quite big chip on his shoulder.
That's like seeing my ex-girlfriend at a Walmart,
Yeah. and then you sack her?
No, but she's trying to sack me. She's coming after old Jess.
Okay, right. And you've gotta run for your life, huh? So that's definitely an exciting game. The Packers are needing to bounce back, obviously, from what was a pretty poor showing last week.
Gosh.
Now, I think to go to bat for them, they are still obviously a great team. That Browns defense is legit. What a shame that they don't have anybody to throw the ball, because they would be a great team with how good that defense is. So I'm not too worried about what I saw in that game. Every team has a misfire. Every team, gets beat. That's any given Sunday. So I think the Packers are going to come and rout Dallas. I think it's going to be a massacre.
With the Packers, it just seems like you have to guard every blade of grass. You got Romeo Dobbs, who's got the strap. Tucker Kraft is a top 3 tight end. I love what I've been seeing from Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, he's excellent.
He's excellent. And then Josh Jacobs is a lawnmower out there. He's just eating yards with the grass. He's just you gotta guard every blade of grass, and you ain't got Micah Parsons out there on your side of the ball. Now he's on the other side of the ball. And I think that the Browns, they have a squad
for sure.
They've got great defense, and I think it's going to be like that the whole season. These teams playing against the Browns, they've got the number 1 defense.
I think you're probably right. And by the way, that Myles Garrett, we were talking about Micah Parsons. I believe he was my pick for DPOI at the start of the year. Myles Garrett looks better.
I know. You look at what he did to that Packers team,
yeah,
and how that Packers team went they've whooped on the Commanders. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Myles Garrett's looking like Shohei Ohtani.
Whoa.
Well, you watch.
Shohei Ohtani?
Okay, well, you watch week 1, right? He has a sack on first down.
Okay.
He sacks Joe Burrow first down. Second down, he sacks Joe Burrow again. Third down, you got 2 O linemen and a tight end guarding Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And then he gets sacked. 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Just on. He's unbelievable. It's that Browns defense is we're gonna knock you out the club.
I think so. I think they're probably playing a little mad too, you know, just like our team sucks.
Well,
I'm pissed. I'm gonna go drill somebody.
Well, they got blown out against the Ravens in week 2, but
you're right.
And that kind of, come into week 3, it's like, hey, you know what? We lost the Ravens, but we can rise, we can persevere, and they're persevering, and
they're trying.
I was really happy to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, God bless them. Good, keep fighting the good fight.
And now they got
Cleveland Browns.
Now they got Quinshon Judkins, and
yeah, he looks pretty darn good too. I think they're going to keep using him more and more and more. They got a dog there.
Yeah, they got their running back of the future right there.
I think so.
Jerry Jeudy, he's gonna have to. I don't know if he's gonna have like what he did in December of last year in January, where he played great.
Yeah,
but he's slow at the beginning of the season. But it's gonna be running game. It's gonna be small scoring games.
Sure,
it's gonna be a lot of quarterback managing.
Yeah,
but the Browns should be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they're
defense.
Really,
if you like defensive shutdowns, some old school football.
Right, they're definitely looking like that, an old school beat 'em up squad.
They're the OGs.
We're gonna hold on to the ball for 10 minutes every drive.
Yeah, but I actually got the Packers coming away with this one quite handily. I think they whipped. I think Micah Parsons. You bet the over on Micah Parsons on sacks because
I like it.
He's trying to have a historic game back.
I'm sure he is, and I think the Cowboys are maybe not necessarily on fraud watch, but I think in particular that defense is shockingly bad.
Yeah.
And offensively they've looked all right, but
no CeeDee
Lamb, right? So
you're
going to throw the ball to George Pickens. He's going to crash out by the third quarter.
He's going to
so. You're not going to have him the whole game. And then, yes, I think I totally agree. This should be a routing of the Cowboys by the Packers. Last game we should talk about is Buccaneers-Eagles game. This is one of the games I'm pretty much most excited for, besides, of course, our Chiefs. 2 3-0 teams. 2 teams that, even though they're both 3-0, I hate to say it, particularly about the Buccaneers, have not looked amazing. They've gotten the job done, particularly the Eagles. They've done what they've needed to do to win, but they don't look super duper good. I think you went over it a little bit earlier. The Eagles are not the same team as last year. I think that couldn't be more true. Again, I'm liking what I'm seeing offensively, but defensively, not good. And I think they could really be possibly stalled out by what looks to be a quite good Buccaneers defense. So that's an interesting game. I'm going to go ahead and lean Buccaneers, actually, shockingly. But I think that could go either way. This should be an interesting game for sure.
Quite frankly, I'm sick of the Eagles winning too. I'm going with the Bucs.
Absolutely. I'm going to root against them every week.
Hate watch. It's a hate watch week for me.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm rooting for Baker too. I hope he runs wild on them. But that's an interesting game.
I think you look at these 2 teams. These are highly talented players. You look at, I don't even have to advocate for the Eagles. The Eagles got some studs over there.
Of course.
They got the 2 great receivers. They've got Dallas Goedert, who's a dog.
Yeah.
They've got Jalen Hurts. He's kind of like, I feel like he's just doing great because he's got all this around him.
I know it, right? He very well could be a game manager level quarterback, but you know what? He looks great. So, and if you can get the job done, you can get the job done. Nobody gives Matt Ryan too hard of a time because he was a great game manager, a really good game manager. Nobody gives him a hard time if you can get the job done. So I do think Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, but you're right. He does not throw it deep ever.
Yeah.
Will not do it. There could be, I figure A.J. Brown could be blown coverage wide open. I still don't know if he'd throw it. He is looking in that 10 to 20 yard range maximum. That would alarm me a little bit if I'm the Eagles, because you do need to have explosive plays every now and again. And Saquon Barkley's obviously fantastic. Sometimes he will rip off a fat run, but if they're going to be, fully selling out for a run and a short pass, you're going to have to look at something a little deeper. They could be exploited, I think. So, yeah, very exciting game. Very, very interesting. We'll be looking forward to that one very much.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, yeah, and I look at these Bucks, man, they've got a great offense as well. I mean, you look at Baker Mayfield's a top 5 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You've this new guy over here in the receiving room, Emeka Ibuka.
Pretty close, yeah. Egbuka, I think.
He's their guy. He's their guy,
Yeah.
and they're going to have Chris Godwin back.
You're right. Oh, will he be back for this game?
I think he'll be back for this game.
Shoot.
Mike Evans is out, but
right.
Emeka Ibuka's your guy, and
Sure.
you should expect for a big game from him.
I like it.
He's kind of scaring me a little bit because
why is that?
I thought for sure it'll be fun to watch these rookie receivers play, but
sure,
he's kind of showing T-Mac, hey, look.
Oh,
are you really the number 1 receiver right now?
I see.
Because Emeka Ibuka was clutch that last game, and you got to give credit where credit is due. And I'm excited to see Emeka Ibuka play.
Sure, yeah. We'll be tuning into that one. Let's go over a little bit of last week. We already went over, Malik Neighbors and how he's kind of, I mean, look, he's still a I'm no idiot, he's still a fantastic receiver. But look, I mean, if you want to be mentioned in the same breath as the Justin Jeffersons and the Jamar Chases of the world, you can't get shut down, period. I don't care if they're double covering. I don't care if they're triple covering you. You need to create space. So he did. He got totally shut down. There were a few times that I saw that he was open that Russ just couldn't get him the ball because he's bad. Yeah. But I think he'll bounce back again next week, definitely. But yeah, he's you just don't want to see a wide receiver get shut down like that. That is just that's bad to see. Again, not really his fault. I think in particular, Jackson Dart is going to be forcing him the ball, as rookies tend to. They go, hey, Malik Neighbors is down there somewhere. He's good. And it might not work. So I don't know. I hope he continues to have a great season. I like him a lot, but it's really going to depend on how Jackson Dart plays, I guess.
The Giants are in a tricky situation. They need some juice. And
for sure.
He's going to need some juice. So you need to get him some catches right outside the gate.
Okay.
Just to get him going, get the motor going.
Maybe you're right.
And I think Malik Neighbors is all right. I think he's going to be just fine. I watched that Russell Wilson game, that last drive. Right. Sitting there watching it with you. He's throwing out. Yeah. He's just throwing away almost.
Right.
He's not even giving these guys a chance. And it's a shame to see.
Yeah, you're right. So we think he'll bounce back. He's proven it. He's earned it at this point. I know he was just a rookie last year, but he has earned the right to be thought of as highly as he has. Yeah. A little bit. I guess we'll go over that Ravens-Lions game a little bit. That was pretty wild. So the Lions are back. I guess that, everybody thought maybe after week 1, they've taken a big step back. Maybe they have, but they're still legit. That is for sure. Again, the Ravens just can't get out of their own way, it seems like. That is a bad loss for them that they really could have pulled out. So I liked it. I like what I saw from the Lions. Don't write them off quite yet.
Yeah. I'm experiencing deja vu.
Oh.
I mean, you have a week 1 versus the Bills. It's like the same story. And it's like, oh man, man, I want to see these dogs succeed. I think Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks of his time for sure. You got to give him his credit. He's way better than Michael Vick. He's got longevity on Vick.
Yeah.
He's got the rushing yards on Vick.
You're right.
And he's done more in the playoffs.
Michael Vick would have had more rushing yards if he wasn't letting those dogs fight.
Yeah, but that goes to character.
I guess you're right. If Lamar Jackson's a cool guy.
Yeah, so I mean,
I saw his Barstool Sports interview. He seems pretty cool.
When he got to the league, I was so big on Mahomes that I didn't want to see any of these other quarterbacks succeed.
Of course,
just because I didn't want to see anybody pass him. So
yeah,
I was constantly hate watching Lamar and be like, oh, he's only got one more good year in him. One more good. Well, he's
right before he gets hurt or whatever.
He's breaking these allegations, and he's playing great. So it's just hard to see that he's not getting the results he's.
Absolutely. They have not been on him for sure.
And Derrick Henry too. He's still that guy.
Absolutely.
But it's kind of
He's
hard.
just had just some. I mean, I'm almost convinced that it's just one of those things happen, and it, when things happen more and more in a row, you start to think that's less and less of a coincidence, right? I think, shockingly, it very well might be with Derrick Henry, this fumbling thing, because he's still doing everything just as well as he did. Lamar Jackson's only gotten better, the complaints about being a running back or whatever. Well, he still runs just as fast. He still rips off, 30-yarders at any time, but now he can throw it really accurately anywhere. He's only gotten better. He's only gotten better at reading a defense and reading plays. Yes, certainly the best 1-2 team I may have ever seen. Just really unfortunate stuff, basically. Again, coaching questions, I think if I'm going to blame it on anything, it'll be coaching. So I think, not that, John Harbaugh should be on the hot seat or anything, but if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm going, man, we should be 3-0 against two of the better teams in the whole NFL. So I hope that they figure it out after this week.
I think they're going to figure it out. I think Harbaugh is all right. I think the Harbaugh brothers are some great coaching.
Sure.
I think that they're still the guys. Last year they started off 1-2 and they still made the playoffs.
You're right.
They gave Buffalo Bills a bout. So
yeah, you're right.
I think they're still here.
And choked.
They did choke. But they gave them a bout. They were a Mark Andrews catch away from tying the game, going to overtime. And for the Ravens fans out there, there's hope because you started last year 1-2. It's going to be hard starting 1-3 though.
Oh boy!
After this,
that's a different story. 1-2 and 1-3 are two very different sounding records.
8% of teams that go 1-3 make the playoffs. So
that's not good. That's not ideal.
Who's got to make that trip? Who's going to have to climb that mountain?
Right. And when you've got, obviously the Bengals are probably done, but you've got a Browns team that's kind of salty, and they're saying why not us. You got a Steelers team that's saying why not us. That division's not automatically won by the Ravens. So yeah, they've got to tighten up one of these days. Good luck to them. Let's go over, Jess. We've got some parlays of the week. It's now time for the parlay segment. Neither of us hit last week, did we, Jess?
None of us hit.
Look, we're real close, I think. I in particular, I'm going to stick with my college bets. I picked Texas to not cover versus Sam Houston State. I'm pretty sure they covered by like 25 points. Oopsie. I didn't think they'd figure it out. They used Sam Houston to be like the beat up get right game. But we've come back. We've looked around at some stuff. We've come up with a better way to make you guys some money. So why don't you read us off your parlay here, Jess?
Well, I'm betting the under this week on a lot of these matches.
I noticed that.
Trey Benson for the Cardinals. I got the under on him because he's unproven.
Sure.
Cardinals line's not even that great.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they're going to get him enough carries to get to 60 yards.
60 is high to me.
Trey Benson?
I know. I couldn't believe that. When I saw this bet on our little script, I went and looked it up, and I was like, that can't be right. That can't be the over-under. It sure is. 60 yards. So, yeah, definitely. I'm riding with you on this one. I totally agree with this leg.
Justin Jefferson, I think he's not the same receiver he used to be. Quite frankly, it's sad to say when you see these receivers start to dip off. It's like, he was a rookie just a year. It seems like just a year ago, but it's year 8 for him. And you look at Justin Jefferson, and he's maybe he's still got the talent, but you got homeboy coming back.
Who's that? JJ?
Not JJ McCarthy.
Oh, Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison.
Yes, he's been freed.
He's back.
Beat the allegations.
Jordan Addison's going to be back, and so you got 2 receivers that are going to split the ball to.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson's not that same receiver. And I seen Carson Wentz play last year.
Oh, yeah.
That last week of the season with the Denver Broncos.
He's got a noodle arm.
Oh, it looks so bad.
I think that's the biggest problem. I agree with you on this one as well. Not because I think Justin Jefferson's losing a step. I really don't. You got to have someone throw you the ball, unfortunately, no matter what. JJ was off to a bit of a slow start, and now he's hurt. So Justin Jefferson's going to be in trouble for the rest of the year, I think, unfortunately. And yes, Carson Wentz is horrible. So,
mean-
yeah, I think I agree. Under 75, I mean, that's quite a few yards, you know, so I totally agree.
I mean, you got tight ends, you got running backs that have more receiving yards than Justin Jefferson
Sure.
right now. You hate to see that, but
you do, but it's understandable why it's happening. It's just I do think you're right. I think it'll continue to happen this week. It's just going to be really difficult to get him the ball when you've got, you know, a terrible quarterback.
The league, that's the thing about the league. It's always changing, you know. It's just
You're right.
like life. It changes with the season.
Indeed.
So, but yeah, we're going to pivot to this next guy right here, Quinshon Judkins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he came out on the scene and he showed that he can be very good this year. They got a great offensive line in front of him. They got you know, the way he battled against the Packers with Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary at the helm.
Yep.
And he went out there and he was balling out.
I
think I would have took rushing yards. I would have took 130 rushing yards this game.
Really?
But they didn't have a stat for it, so I took the over on 1 touchdown for him.
I like it.
And then what did you think of the parlay? You think it's good?
I think this is a great parlay. I'm riding with this whole thing. I really am. I was hoping that I would disagree with something and I'd be able to yell at you over it, but I really just this is a great looking parlay. So I'm riding with it. I'm placing my $5 on it. We're gonna make this money.
Yes.
Do you know what your odds are on this?
I think it's like $35. You know, nothing too great.
Cha-ching, you know, that's just seed money, baby.
Seed money. You know, man, I like playing with house money, you know.
I understand,
Even though I always lose the house money, it's fun when you have it.
For sure.
When the house is giving you free bets. But we're going to pick. You got yours.
I do, yes. So I placed my college football bet. I already talked about it a little bit earlier. This one is just a simple 3-leg pick. Now, you could add Ole Miss into this, but I didn't want to because they're actually favored, so they didn't really change my odds too much. And if they lost, I'd be pissed. So, number 1, we've got Cincinnati at Kansas. You know, old Vaughn's going to bet on the Hawks every time.
All the Hawks, baby.
Kansas is a 4.5 favorite, 4.5 point favorite. I don't know how, because if anybody watched last week, West Virginia, who seems to be a pretty solid team, got blown out.
Ransacked.
So KU is showing themselves, at least offensively, to be a legitimate team. Cincinnati is not good. I don't understand. 4.5 points. I'd maybe even double this, actually, you know, now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, KU's going to win by more than 4.5 points. Hammer that to cover the spread. And then I've got Oregon at Penn State. We talked about this too. I've got Oregon winning. I've got the money line on the Ducks. I really liked what I saw last week. Yes, you're right. They haven't played anybody, but neither is Penn State. And Penn State has a reputation that until they beat it, I'm going to keep betting against them. I'm going to be rooting for them, but I'm going to be betting against them on losing this very big game. And then finally, Alabama, Georgia. We talked about this too. I've got the under. The under is 52.5 points. Yes, for college, you're right. You know, when two good college teams typically go up against each other, they're typically high-scoring games. Not this time, I think. I think these are two legitimately good defenses. They really want to beat each other. And I think in particular, Georgia's defense can really lock down Alabama just due to not having an excellent QB game. So this is a plus 785 parlay. So $5 gets you $45. Come on now. Let's make some money, folks. Move over to Kansas, make that bet, and we'll catch you with more next week, and you can place that 45 in a big fat bet next week when we do it. Finally, we'll go over the top 5 running backs. We've gone over the top 5 teams. We've gone over the top 5 wide receivers. Now, heck, might as well, do the top 5 running backs, huh? So you've got your top 5 up here. There's some shocking stuff I've seen in here, but why don't you go ahead and take me through it here?
So we're going to throw an honorable mention to Quinshon Judkins. I think he's a guy, and I think Cam Scataboo. These are two guys like you've got on your roster right now.
You're right. I like Cam Scataboo a lot. He's going to keep getting more and more touches, I think.
These guys are coming into their own, but they haven't had the game. They haven't had the game, so I could put them on the list. Plus,
sure.
They're not. They're just young bucks. They got a lot of potential, but
for sure
they don't even make the top 5. But I just want to throw them out there because they've been great. But to start the list, we're gonna go with Saquon Barkley. This guy, and I'm gonna throw him on the list just because he's not having the season that everybody's been expected. Chiefs kept him in check, and he didn't look too great. He didn't look amazing. I mean, against the Rams. I mean,
yeah,
I thought I liked A.J. Brown more that game than Saquon. He's still that guy. You look at last year, he's running, he's jumping behind guys, and he had one of the most polarizing seasons last year. And quite frankly, you got to keep him on the list. He's still number 5.
Yeah. I'm shocked he's only at 5. That's crazy. Got to keep him on the list. He's still Saquon Barkley. He's still having great games. I still would rather have him over any other player.
Oh, really?
Absolutely over any other running back in the whole league. 100%.
I mean, they are very reliant on Saquon Barkley.
You're right.
You're watching these Eagles teams, and like you said a year ago, they looked like a number 1. They looked so good last year, and they look like half the team they are.
Sure.
And they're relying on Saquon, and Saquon, quite frankly, looks half the running back that he was last year. And that's still good. He's still great because he was extraordinary last year.
Well, right. That was, anybody that wasn't an idiot knew that wasn't going to happen again this year because it never does. No one ever that was not a fluke as such. That's the wrong word for it. It's just, that just doesn't happen 2 years in a row. But I just feel, I don't know. I just can't believe. You know what? Why don't you just move on?
I'm gonna hit the list
because I just can't believe the people that are above this guy.
I'm gonna hit the list and then we could talk about it.
Okay, all right, okay. Do the whole list, yeah.
At the 4 spot, we got Bijan Robinson, and I love my boys from Texas.
Yeah,
he's finally getting the usage he deserves. I mean, and he's gonna be getting some more usage, and he could start creeping down the list.
Sure,
maybe to the 3 spot, potential 2 spot. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Michael Penix has been terrible. They're going to be force feeding Bijan. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him. With the way he's able to stay in and not go out bounds with these sideline runs, he's been phenomenal.
Sure.
But at the 3 spot, we've got Christian McCaffrey. That boy is back, dude. You look at Christian McCaffrey, and he is the sole reason that 49ers banged up team is 3-0. You've got Sam Darnold at the quarterback helm. You don't have George Kittle. Juwan Jennings is having problems. I watched that game and I see Sky Moore playing. And the fact that you're 3-0,
I know it.
You have to give him credit where credit is due. That whole offense is Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Kyle Shanahan's getting the best usage out of him.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven, and I'm so happy that he's back and he's beating those I can't play alligators.
For sure.
At the 2 spot, we've got Derrick Henry. King Henry stiff arming. He's cracking off 50-yard runs.
Yeah.
He's looking phenomenal. The only reason he doesn't get the 1 spot is because of the fumbles.
The fumbleitis, of course.
I mean, it's been so sad just seeing these historic games and you're losing them because you can't hold on to the football.
Right.
I mean, it's just
the one thing a running back can't do.
Knocks you off.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's the reason why Jonathan Taylor is in the number 1 spot. He is the rushing leader this year, and he is helping Daniel Jones having a resurgence, you know. He is back. It's a renaissance for sure. Daniel Jones. I mean, they are back. It's been so exciting to see Jonathan Taylor spin the wheel again. I mean, I had him last year in fantasy, and he was really sad just seeing him run to the 1-yard line, dropping the ball. I mean, you got to Forrest Gump it. You don't drop the ball at the 1-yard line before you go in. You got to run, and you got to go into the locker room. And that movie, Forrest Gump, they were holding signs that said, "Stop, Forrest." We need to get some signs that say, "Keep running, Jonathan, because you are popping off, and I love you, and you're killing it this year. You're the reason this team is 3-0, and they're having the year that they have." I just want to say, enjoy it, man, and I cannot wait to see what all you have in store, because you guys have been such a fun team to watch.
Wow.
From a Colts team where you watched them a year ago, and they looked
they were awful. Yeah.
You've turned this team into such an excited team, and I'm so excited to see what we have in store.
All right.
But speaking of which, what did you think of the list?
Well, I'm glad you asked. First off, that's 2 weeks in a row with a Forrest Gump reference. Let's see if we can make it 3 weeks in a row next week. I don't dislike any of this. I don't dislike having Jonathan. Actually, yes, I do. I don't dislike having Jonathan Taylor at 1. I don't dislike having Derrick Henry at 2. He's in my 2 spot. having them above Saquon Barkley is egregious. I know you're right. He hasn't had the games he has last year. He's still that guy. He's still willing them to win games. And Bijan Robinson's one that I don't have on my list. I really am a huge fan of Bijan Robinson. He's got to keep getting more and more, like you say, I don't think it's his fault. He needs more usage. Every time he touches the ball, you go, oh man, this guy's legit. But they did just get beat 30-0 by the Panthers last week.
Yeah.
That falls on everybody. That's everyone's responsibility.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I mean, you look at it, you watch that game. I mean,
Yep.
It was.
I mean, I didn't watch that game, but
it was the quarterback play.
Right. That's what I hear.
Rough.
Michael Penix is just. And apparently he hasn't been that guy. Falcon fans have been saying it. He just got totally exposed by the Panthers. The Panthers said, hey, dude, we're not doing another one of this years of picking first overall. So they've picked the poor Falcons to just beat the hell up on. So, but I don't mind any of these except for I just think Saquon Barkley's too low. I think if we're grading him based on right this second, I'm basing a little bit on what I saw last season and the potential. And I'm basing them on what they're doing right now. Yeah, you're right. Jonathan Taylor has done more. He's got more yards, but I just need to keep seeing it. I need to keep seeing it for a couple more weeks before I move him up my list. I'll give you my list.
All right.
My honorable mention, a guy you hate. What's your problem with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? He's the best rookie running back. Period. That's right.
Man,
he's better than Ashton Jeanty. He's better than Cam Scataboo. He's showing things that are unbelievable. And if they would just hand him the ball more than 7 times a game, everyone would know it. But when you watch those Commanders games, you're like, oh, this kid's something special. So I'm a big fan of him. I think he's only going to continue to improve. Because otherwise I would have put Jeanty here. I don't know.
He's been terrible.
I don't know if he's going to improve at all this year because his usage rate is down. He's not blocking. They're not going to give him the ball more if he's not doing the other stuff that team needs to do. Also, they're terrible. So, they know that they're going to run the ball a lot. So he's in a lot worse of a position than JCR is, where the Commanders are a very dynamic offense. Obviously, Jaden Daniels out, but, whenever he comes back, they're a very dynamic offense. They've also got, Fat Debo running around. He can do the dang
He's still that guy.
jet sweeps. He's still absolutely that guy. So JCR's in a great position, and I think people will become more and more aware of him as the season goes on. But he's not quite there yet, and he just doesn't have many yards. He doesn't have much, so I'm not putting him in my top 5. And my 5 spot is Jahmyr Gibbs. He's fantastic. The only reason he's not any higher is because they're such a two-headed monster over there. Yeah. Him and David Montgomery are almost 50-50 in snaps. So I think I can't put him super, way higher, but every time he touches the ball, you're like, golly, this kid's fast. Golly, he is hard to tackle. He's strong. I mean, David Montgomery's the one that kind of bulldozes stuff, I guess, but they both can do it all. So, Jahmyr Gibbs is my number 5. Really, really good. And number 4, I have CMC. I really agree with most of the stuff you said. You put him in the 3 spot. Just like with Jonathan Taylor, I just need to keep seeing more and more because he's obviously back from an injury. The way they're using him over there, you're totally right. He is their whole offense. He's got more more receiving yards than rushing yards in these past, I believe, all 3 games.
Yes.
So, he's a total, and so you look at his game and you go, oh, okay, well, he got 65 rushing yards, whatever. Yeah, scroll over, he got 80 receiving yards. This guy's a one-man army. So he's having fantastic games. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. He's still that guy. Could 100% move up my list as the year progresses. But these guys in front of him right now are just looking a little better. Number 3, I've got Jonathan Taylor. Pretty much the same reason for CMC that he's not above my next 2 guys. He's just got to keep doing what he's doing. Mm-hmm. If he does, he will move up. He's looking fantastic. In fact, he could move up this week, if he ran wild on the Rams. But at number 2, I've got Derrick Henry. Pretty much the same reason as you. He still looks fantastic. He's still that guy. He's just got the fumble rooskies. And that's the worst thing a running back can do. I really do believe that he'll overcome. He will figure out what's going on, or if it's somehow, something to do with the way he's holding the ball or something. I don't think it is. But if it is, he'll figure it out. And then number 1, I've got Saquon. It's just because from last year. He was the man. He's still clearly the man. He's still, just as you say, he's still doing all the things he did last year. It's clearly not him that is the reason that he's not getting these 150-yard games. Yes, did the Chiefs kind of shut him down? Yes, but the Chiefs always seem to kind of shut him down. I don't know if our run defense is just excellent, but no one ever seems to run wild on us. So he's at my number 1 for right now. All of this could absolutely be subject to change, but that's my top 5 for right now. You got any problems with this, Jess?
So yeah, I look at the teams and I think it looks great. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen it enough from JCR.
Oh, sure.
But,
that's why he's an honorable mention, son. He's just honorable. He ain't even on the list. Forget about him.
Yeah, I like he's probably maybe my 3rd, 4th in running back rankings. You know, you get
Who is
JCR, you get
in rookie rankings?
Running backs. Just running backs as a whole.
He's the 3rd best running back, you're saying?
Yeah, you know, Quinshon Judkins is a dude, and Cam Scataboo is a guy.
Yeah. Oh, in rookie running backs.
Yeah, just rookie.
Okay, sure. Sure, yeah. I like what I'm seeing from Cam Scataboo a lot, and they really like his attitude. He definitely could be only getting better as well. It's just he's been sharing snaps right now. He did have a big game last week, and I did see on the fantasy app he is ranked as he's projected to get 15 points, I think. So they're thinking highly of him. I think they'll probably use him more, but for right now, I've got JCR better. He looks better. You're not watching the games. You're not watching the Commanders games. They look good. He looks excellent.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see what next week brings. And
absolutely.
Thanks for having us today.
Absolutely, yes. Everyone have a great time, and we'll see you next week.